What up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Mr. Zoo Nation, aka Savage Armor General Giraffa, and welcome to another episode of The Dark Device, right here. Alright, so today we're going to be discussing a little bit of a snippet preview of the reveals of Giraffas. So obviously we're getting Pupa, we're getting Elite, and we're getting Evil Armor, of course, and V Premium Collection Volume 1. Yeah, Volume 1. And basically, Bushiroad's been doing like a little sneak preview type things with all the cards that's been coming out for this set so far. So they basically talk about what's the possibility that the effects will do for said card and everything else like that. Alright, so because Giraffa was announced as one of like the six clans, one of the six cards that's gonna be in there. They didn't release what it was gonna do until yesterday. So what does these cards do exactly? Well, it says Pupa is going to be power up according to the amount of your opponent's rested rear guards. Powerful skill that works in other Mega Colony deck. Then Elite Mutant Giraffa, power up according to the amount of opponents' rested rear guards. Powerful skill that works in other Mega Colony decks. And last but not least, Evil Armor General Giraffa, paralyze all of your opponent's rear guards. Not only it can seal stand, it can also own skills for attacking. Whoa, okay. So this is pretty interesting, because now we're still in skills. Damn, it kind of feels like Mega Colony's still in everything. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, we had Venom Stinger that was able to steal like the top two cards of your opponent's decks and put it to the damage zone and everything else like that. It was able to steal triggers. Now was able to own skills for attacking. That's actually pretty interesting in my honest opinion. I'm trying to see where they're going going with that. Now, there are a few issues. Like, let's be real on that. It's not completely perfect, because this also seems like a recipe for it kind of seems like a recipe for what Mega Colony's been going through this whole V series. And that's every time we get new support, we get a new gameplay style. And while I will admit I do appreciate this a little bit, I also kind of feel like that it's one of those things where it's not really going to connect with any of the older support, which is understandable. And it kind of feels like that not only is not going to really connect that well with older support, is not really going to help out like the older support decks as well. But then there's also a few other things that comes into play with this. For one, I'm wanting to see the defensive options for this particular thing. And the reason why is I feel like that every single mechanic, and this is also the reason why I feel like that this is one of those things that needs to be addressed. Every time we get a new thing, we always get a new gameplay mechanic, but we don't necessarily cater towards the weaknesses that the previous mechanic had. The closest we had to that was Venom Stinger with the mill mechanic, but that was about it, and it really didn't do much at the end of the day when you really think about it as well. It just made it to that where it has a possible finisher, and it made it to where it was able to multi-attack. So it kind of helped the multi-attack issue, but that was about it. But outside of that, there's like other stuff. For a prime example, look at the cradle marker mechanic. The cradle marker mechanic was very powerful. It was able to, once you put a cradle marker on, it was able to prevent your opponent from using skills of that card. It was also able to prevent your opponent from from boosting or intercepting. And if the card got retired, then you were able to search for a grade with that same particular card. Understandable. However, when you put everything else into a consideration, you have the cradle marker fizzles when it gets bounced. The cradle marker fizzles if the card gets sent to like the what is it? If it gets like sent to the soul or anything else like that, or bounces back or doesn't get retired at all, it fizzles. Okay, a little bit understandable. But the major issue that I feel like that the cradle marker had was two particular things. The biggest issue was going against something like Grand Blue and Pale Moon, where they're able to shit out this big field, and not only that, they can take it back at the end of their turn, so you have no way to put cradle markers into the onto their rear guards. And the second one is displaying cradle markers during your opponent's turn. I felt like that there should have been a defensive way to do this. That way it would have, helped out with the first skill. But I'm starting to see this all over again. If everything is based around your opponents having a large amount of rested rear guards, how am I going to combat that against Grand Blue, where they can call out a full field and then that full field just dies and they're left with nothing? Or what about going against Pale Moon, where they're able to take a majority of their cards outside of the rear guard circles, and then put all of their cards back into their soul, like it's nothing, and again have no field for me to control? What do I do with that? That's pretty much the major issue that I'm seeing. Like, what do I do with this particular, information? What are we going to do that can counteract that? Is it just going to be something that is going to be completely against most Excel clans that, shits out a full field and whatnot, and like maybe a few other clans here and there? Or is it going to be like, I don't know, like, is it going to be one of those things where it only works against clans that can just shit out a huge field and nothing else? If you go against a clan that can play well without having that much of a field, then it becomes a huge issue. But I'm also curious, because it does say powerful skill that works in other Mega Colony deck. Because it's more about paralyzing, does that mean that is going to work more towards the pre V series Mega Colony, or is it going to work towards both, or is it going to work more towards post V series Mega Colony? Because if it works for the G era version of it, which is understandable, where is if it's going to work for the like G era Mega Colony and OG era version of Mega Colony, then that means that the Giraffa support, the sole purpose is going to be for premium format, not V premium. Even though I still like to call it V series, I'm gonna call it V series. I hate calling it V premium. V series is going to be SOL. It's going to be shit out of luck. It is going to be, nothing's really going to work that much with it, and its stronger predecessor is going to be in premium format, which I kind of sort of don't really have a problem with. But at the same time, I was really hoping to use more to support in V series format instead of, premium. Although I like to use it in both, don't get me wrong, I like to use it in both formats, especially in premium because we have other Giraffa support we can use. But I'm curious to see what Bushiroad's really going to do with all this. Let me go. So that's the end of the video. Let me know from the comment section what you guys think about this. I had a way different thing going for Giraffa. I'm gonna be real with you on that. I don't know if I really want to post that video now, but if you guys want me to post that video, let me know. I'll probably do it. But outside of that, man, I'll probably have to come up with some new theories for Giraffa. But for now, my name is Evil. My name is Savage Armadillo Giraffa, aka Mrs. Zoo Nation, signing out.